want is you want scar tissue to come in and heal that. But the scar tissue doesn't necessarily come in and line up in the same direction as the injury in the regular alignment of the tissues. It just does this, just kind of just plugs the hole. So now what you've got is you got a place that when it stretches, it's not very strong. It's kind of brittle almost. It doesn't flex and move like it's supposed to because you got scar tissue going the wrong direction. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
And so it breaks down. And so you kind of get into this whole thing of kind of almost you'll work really hard, and even a lot of times after you've worked pretty hard, sometimes you might even experience where it feels good for a little while. It's like like sore at first, and then maybe you work it long enough, and you just kind of work through it. But then eventually, the next day, this will heal back up, and it does it really fast. And so when you sleep, usually with your feet under the covers like this or on your stomach. And so it's shortened. And then when you get back up, you got to lengthen it again. And a lot of times it's like, oh, there it is again. So it's sore. So sometimes the mornings are the worst, getting up and starting walking.
Yeah, that's always when it hurts.
So you need to do lots and lots of stretching. And I know you already do, but it's got to be, several times after you danced and those kind of things. And sometimes you have to stop. You even have to back off on your dancing if it's too much. I usually like people to keep doing what they're doing if it's not causing a lot of problems. But if it aches for hours after you're done dancing, then you can't do that. You got to stop. You can usually have it continue to hurt maybe for 30 minutes afterwards, but not for several hours. So that's something you have to think about. So in here, I would assume that you probably have the same thing. Your patellar tendon down in here, your quadriceps tendon, up above, you probably have some very similar stuff. And so when we do what we call ASTEM, which is augmented soft tissue mobilization, we actually come in here and we scrape these tendons, up in here with the whole purpose of irritating them, so that we create an inflammatory response, so that your body, because inflammation is part of the healing process, and so we want that inflammation to be in there, so that we can create an environment of healing. So we got all this good blood in there, and then we start to stretch it and we start to work it, and when we do that, we can usually start breaking down the bad scar tissue, okay, and then on these places and get everything to start lining up. So if you start laying down bad stuff, you're stretching, working it out fast enough that we're not going to allow it to take hold and heal wrong. So that's what we're doing. Kind of the same idea with your knee.
That's what he did to my hip, and completely cured it.
So
my hip had bugged me hard for 3 months.
And then we probably need to consider doing a couple of exercises to try to build that back up again too. Did we ever decide you had a spur in your shoulder?